Hello, I'm Stephen Forsey, co-founder of Robert Greubel.
So thank you, Stephen. It's an honor and a pleasure to have you here again. You like Mexico because each year you're here.
Of course, Mexico and Latin America have a long history of passion for fine watchmaking.
Maybe you can give us a little of a background of the brand.
Greubel is very unique because Mr. Greubel and myself are both watchmakers. So we met then in the 90s, and in 99 we were talking together and thought that with the new millennium, then perhaps there was time and a moment to reimagine the mechanical watch and complicated watch, bring it to a new level. We wanted to bring complicated watches, but with the reliability that the collector could use every day. Research and development is a strong pillar. Hand craftsmanship, the aesthetics with the three-dimensional architecture, of course, and the quite unique nature, because we can only make a very small number of watches a year. There's probably never been a watch made in this way before, with the level of precision and accuracy we're looking for in the watch we call handmade. There are four essential criteria. First one is that the parts should be made without using computerized numerical control. Second element is that the hand finishing must be to a very, very high level. It represents probably 45% of the value of a timepiece in our collection. Third element, assembled by one watchmaker only. And the fourth element, and perhaps the most significant, is how much of the watch is actually made with traditional machines and tools. The bar we set was a minimum of 90%, and in fact in the handmade one we have 95% handmade. So the spring bars that hold the strap, sapphire crystal, the case rubber joint for the case, the mainspring to power the movement, and the jewels. But I left out there one important element which we would imagine would be very hard to make by hand.
The hairspring?
The hairspring.
Phew.
And so we have, over the last years, we have been able to acquire the raw material. From that piece of an ingot of raw material, we managed to make our own raw wire for hairsprings. And from that hairspring wire, we've been able to develop and put in place an artisanal method to be able to make hairsprings. And I have it here. The handmade one, the very first piece. As collectors become more knowledgeable, that they are coming back to look for a higher level of credibility. So they want transparency, they want to know what you made, how you made it. This piece, a handmade one, took 6,000 hours, man-hours, to actually build without even counting the R&D. So we hope to be able to make perhaps 2 examples a year. So it's going to be very, very rare. But we hope the collectors will be happy to pursue that, to support the project, and then that will enable us to continue.
Some years ago you presented a project and it becomes a reality, and then that reality goes to auction and it gets more than $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
This is the essence of the high-end watchmaking by itself.
In a way, that project was something very different, because with Mr. Greubel and a couple of other independent watchmakers, we realized already more than 10 years ago that these critically important traditional skills are being lost. And so we created a foundation, and it's this piece you're talking about. There the project was to use traditional craftsmanship techniques. So the very first finished decorated piece was put to auction, and the profits went to the foundation time in. Also, we can come to Mexico City with the watchmaker Michel Boulanger, who is a teacher, and do a kind of masterclass to initiate some local watchmakers in some traditional watchmaking techniques.
What do you think about Mexican collectors?
Definitely, like we mentioned earlier, there's a long culture and history of interest and passion for watchmaking and horology in Mexico. And this is why we're here. We're here to talk about the passion of watchmaking, to explain what we do, why we do it, how we do it. So this is something which is a very unique opportunity, and we're very happy to support and participate for that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stephen.